The following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Hallmark Greatness Pod-Castaway, the podcast that will blow you up on your birthday for a laugh. I'm Joe, and with me, as always, wondering where the gun is and who has the gun, it's James.
How else am I supposed to slaughter a deer? An unarmed deer?
Illegally. And rescuing a cow while parodying the Christopher classic, Lady in Shed is not dying near me. It's Planty.
I said I'm not eating venison unless it's got sprouts on it.
Ooh, grey sprouts. Apologies for missing last week. I was away and everyone else was doing stuff. So we missed the week, but also I think we needed some time away to focus on this. And then we come back and the last two episodes, well, the last 4 episodes, as it turns out, are kind of highlight reels.
You say we were all busy doing something. I've literally sat in this room waiting, desperately waiting to talk about Castaway 2000.
I can see the stink lines coming off.
Now you've got the stink lines and everything.
Before we get into that, if you want to keep up to date with all the Hallmark of Greatness gossip, you can find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook at Hallmark of Greatness. Or if you cheat to win a pointless contest to win 1 egg, you can email us at hallmarkofgreatness@gmail.com.
I'm starting to think that they've gone back retroactively and added eggs into this just because they know that we're doing the episode. I'm not saying that we live in the Truman Show, but you know,
I feel AI has a lot to answer for in this.
I felt like I'd fallen asleep or something because it was so surreal when
Come
the
back,
egg makes
eggs.
its appearance later on.
Yeah. Episode 16? 15? 15. 15. They're always the odd ones first, aren't they? Because we start on 1. Yes.
sure.
Editing note that will make no sense to anybody else.
No, it's fine. Yeah, and from here on in, it's kind of... This is what they should have been sort of layering in, for me, in the other episodes.
Nice bits.
A
Yeah,
horrible
so much more
bit,
fun. Yeah.
and then a nice answer the questions people send us sort of thing. And yet, they've kind of gone, I'll just... Fuck it, stick them all on at the end.
We'll have 40 minutes of Ron screaming and slamming doors.
Yeah, and then we'll have a whole episode of people explaining what's in their post and what post is. Like,
What
also,
post is-
I will point out as well that no thicker than this rule went right out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's some boxes there. Bikes arrive at one point.
Well, it starts with the storm of the century, so there's no post coming in. The last supply boat of the year is cut off. Angus is just playing cards somewhere on one of the Isles of Paris.
Fingerless gloves around a candle.
Is this our third greatest storm of the century so far this year?
So what that they've mentioned, but there has just been bad weather. But I
Yeah,
think
the
this
storm
is
of the century, tempest of the century.
typhoon of the century.
Oh, that was the cup of tea, wasn't it? Yeah, there's some mixed opinions. Some people love the wind, and some people, like Toby from Leeds, love it. Oh, yeah, he loves the wind, doesn't he?
Toby is
Some people have hate it as well.
number 1 storm enthusiast. Toby from Leeds.
I completely get that, though. I mean, you're living in it, like as somebody else says, you can't get away from the storm.
Yeah, but it's the
they're not
doctors.
turfed those roofs.
It's the oh, they've still not turfed those. Oh, there's no point now, is there? They're going home in they're going home in a month, aren't they? But no,
it's a gale force 6, gentlemen, that is mentioned, which is a 6 on the Beaufort scale. It's classed as a strong breeze, which I thought was sounded like we were just having a day down at Skeg. Wind speeds typically ranging from 22 to 27 knots, hark at me, which is 25 to 35 miles an hour.
Well, yeah, because that thing's whipping round, isn't it? Their electricity thing. They still need to point out that that's how they get their electricity. I was like, we know, we've been watching intently.
It's going like the fucking clappers. Everyone's got to grab a shower now with Colin, Pat, and Mike, who are presumably still in there, sudsing each other down.
Oh, the highlights reel. The doctor's wife, however, hates it. It's so loud, and you can't go outside and do anything. And I'm like, the doctor, I get, because he performs a role, but is she? I think she's now the de facto teacher.
Yeah,
ever since Ron left.
Yeah, I mean, she's only ever shown doing stuff around the schoolhouse. I think that's the point of why she wanted to be there, was to be a teacher, independent homeschooling sort of thing.
The only reason she doesn't like wind is because it messes with her shredded wheat haircut. So she's got 3 shredded wheat stuck on her head.
To be fair, she does look like she's dyed a QC's wig. Yes.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Liz confusingly says that she didn't know where the sun rose and set when she was in London. I don't understand why that would change. Is the
Also,
island on a pivot and the wind keeps reorienting it?
This bit really confused me because she went, in summer it sets over there, but in winter it sets over there.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It stays
correct. It's always yeah, absolutely. That's the reason they call Japan the land of the rising sun, and not Japan
in
or
summer.
South Africa.
Because I had to rewind that to make like she said something weird, and no, and I felt genuinely perplexed, like I'd missed something, but no, unless the Earth is a flat disc on the back of 4 elephants atop a giant turtle.
It's that windmill. It's just turning the island round and round. I mean, it is proper going for it at this point.
Yeah, they've got too much electric now, if anything. Plug all your hair dryers in, ladies.
And this is the island with the electric, except this island's got too much electric.
But not enough
Mike
water
misses
in
the
that
days
lake.
when Ben would take his shirt off. Is the thing he's talking about? I really miss the summer, and then we get 3 shots, one after the other, of Ben without a shirt on.
Yeah, lying on the beach.
He had one hell of a summer.
Hazy summer days, drinking.
Drinking
seaweed wine.
Country file host summer.
Well, yeah. But I was like, that's the same as anywhere in the world. Summer is nice, winter's horrible. Like, again, it's not different. It's not New Yeet.
The only thing that's different about it is that it cuts out the supply boat with all the posts on it.
Oh,
mountains and mountains.
And their PA.
Post.
Which they've never mentioned before. The PA, the scar on the round.
How can they put on dodgy if they've not got a
PA? Their personal allowance, which was the £5 a week they were given. They referred to it as that. They never referred to it as PA before, apart from in these last episodes. I think
they're just admitting, because I think they were supposed to play that down for most of it. Otherwise, they wouldn't look like castaways. That's gone at this point. But yeah, they don't have any internet, so and the one phone on the island is for ransom negotiations, remember? Which they do a bit about. I think it's in the next episode.
Yeah, we get to meet some old faces, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but apart from that, they can't communicate with anyone. This is the year 2000, so phone signal was patchy anyway. I don't think they were allowed to take any mobile
I thought they
phones.
had a radio to the mainland as well for like the Coast Guard in case one of them slips off or something. I don't know. But
but he's not responding to them anymore. Coast Guard, he's done with them.
It's in case they're doing a big old convoy.
Sea convoy. He's got Peter on there telling him about fucking whittling and shit. And he's like, it's like in The Shining where he just shoots the radio room up.
And it's particularly important to. I mean, they go on about the post for like 5 minutes.
There's nothing else, though, is there?
She is interested for a special reason. She's written a novel.
A romance novel.
James, I'm hoping you've got this because I was desperate for some of this.
So long.
I don't think I looked for it and I don't think it was published.
I couldn't make out what she was saying.
Name.
Oh, we don't know the name though. But I looked for under her name.
Yeah,
and then like Castaway novels, and I got that one that you've got and stuff. But yeah, I couldn't find anything, which is a shame because again, after this audio drama of Sheila's novel,
I did manage to get 3 lines from this.
Okay,
there was something about kissing.
Kippers for breakfast, Aunt Helga.
Shut up!
Is it St. Swithin's Day already? Tis, replied Aunt Helga. Sorry.
No, but she's reading it to the dog, and she's put effort in, and it looks like. It looks better than Peggy Peg.
Well, I mean, come on. There's a storm outside. She's got a Victorian mining lantern from somewhere. And there's a bottle of champers. Got a massive dog at her feet.
It sounds good.
I mean, fair play to her. I wish I could find that book. I'd read it.
If anyone has a vanity copy of it or anything, please let us know, because I think it would be good. I genuinely think it'll. She seems like, again, of all the people that are on the island, she's one of my favourite ones.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
because she's the right level of just dotty with it, like.
Yeah.
While we're talking about books, there's barely anything more to come from the book. I haven't quite finished it.
Much like the show.
It's good because you keep getting sort of like a Manchurian candidate thing over your face whenever anyone mentions book. I've got the book. This is what I'd like to hear from the book.
Well, this one's quite interesting because it kind of breaks the wall of the Castaway show and the book and brings them together. So this little section by Mark McCrum, the author, is called The Book. Meanwhile, another aspect of observing and recording process was about to impinge directly on the community's working. The book was out. 2 sections had already been serialised, and I'd received calls at home from Lion telling me that families of a couple of the castaways were unhappy in what they'd read. I awaited the development of this reaction with interest, and some nervousness, as I was contacted to return to the community one final time and observe them leave the island in the new year. Mike, meanwhile, who was off the island to see Cynthia and have his fear about depression put into perspective, it was merely anxiety, it's transpired.
What?
Seemed quite unbothered by the full-length pictures of himself dressed as Tallulah that had graced the front pages of the Mail on Sunday's review section. It had always only been a giggle. He'd also read the book in one sitting and found it, to my relief, to be a fair overview with a great degree of humour. He had promised me that he wouldn't take a copy with him to the island. But on Friday the 15th of December, on the last supply and post boat before Christmas, a couple of copies of the hardback finally arrived. Ay, wrote Julie Lowe. What mischief this caused. There were tears, arguments, recriminations, as old wounds got reopened and new ones were brought to light. It was never originally intended that the book be published before we all had left the island, so people have been very liberal with their thoughts and opinions. Too liberal in some cases. There are only 2 copies belonging to the Corrigans and the Stevensons, and these have been passed around to whoever wants. I haven't seen it yet. Mark McCrum, the author, had used chunks out of my newsletters, though. As nobody has come to shoot me yet, maybe I've got away with various things I've said. Mike has come in for a lot of flack. It would appear he's passed on late-night pod confidences that should never have been recalled in the light of the following dawn, let alone committed to a diary and submitted for publication. People will interact with him even less now.
Ooh.
The Action Man had first faced the music. It wouldn't be an episode with the book without me mentioning The Action Man. Had first faced the music at 1 a.m. on Saturday the 16th, when after a complete blast of an evening in his pod, he ended up going over to the Corrigans for a nightcap. What a mistake, he wrote. What a mistake out of Mecca, he wrote. They'd been discussing the book and were all very emotional. Toby ended up in tears and ran out the room, followed by Tammy. I went and sat next door. Moments later, Podrick launched into me verbally. He was defending Tanya as he was not happy with something I'd written in my diary about her. The next section of Mike's continuing diary is marked, "Not for the book." Perhaps indicates that lessons on discretion were finally hitting home. When he woke with a hangover the next morning, he knew that everyone around camp would be making judgments about me. Not nice, but you have to take it on the chin. By the evening, his stoicism had collapsed. I actually felt very down. Despite the fact I could see little wrong in what I had done, I knew that I had tumbled in many people's estimations of me. The damage was done. I spent all of the evening alone in my room. There you go.
So,
noticed that he has seemed a little bit flat these last couple of episodes. That's presumably why.
Well, there was the talk about him not wanting to go back to the quote-unquote real world of being an insurance salesman a couple of episodes ago, wasn't there? It's Action Man Insurance Limited.
Yeah, we will insure your sheep against me killing them.
We'll insure your deer against Des.
They cannot get the pacing right with anything. They've released a fucking book before they're off the island.
Still ongoing. That's the thing that bewilders me.
Yeah,
they serialized it like Dickens or something.
Well, it's Christmas.
But yeah. I get it. I guess it's in the Christmas market sort of thing. In the
it must be. And this the paperback one obviously came out later. But there's there's only another. I want to say I've got another 20 pages here, and that includes a little bit of Back to the Real World epilogue. Right. Not the TV show The Real World, but maybe next.
It feels like Lion and the BBC have mishandled this at every available opportunity.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's wild that while it's still an ongoing experiment, they've gone, here's all the stuff you all said in confidence. Go! Like,
yeah.
They were all getting on so well.
Mike gets so much mail, by the way, when the mail finally comes. Mike's showing off the fact he's written something like 2,000 letters and he's received 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the boat finally does come in. I think he's got the most out of any that are disclosed. Trisha gets over 200, he gets over 700, and Trev gets 7.5. I'm wondering less than the dog, Inca.
Yes, I'm wondering how many letters Trish got about leaving her daughter in a room on her own, being a bad parent.
Well, they are now getting letters from stuff in the last couple of episodes, which means it's like. It's almost real time now. It's like a week out or something.
Yeah.
They're learning from Big Brother, essentially.
Yeah.
Hence the diary room.
It also feels that the Trev and thing is now legitimized because they're in there doing their video diaries together as well.
We have had glimpses of that. We've had glimpses of where they've been sat on one another's knee since just before the summer. And that's what led me to kind of looking through the book and find that bit, listeners, you remember from probably about 4 or 5 episodes ago, where they're just banging constantly. Writing a script.
Writing a script and writing her book, Peggy Peg. Because Trev's into that. No, but in this one they show it, and it's like, oh yeah, it was there all along. It's like, well, but yeah, the parcels they get. I think it is Mike as well, who's like, I need my post to arrive, when he stood outside surveying the horizon, going on about how much he loves storms. And I'm like, what? You run out of hot sauce again, have you?
Peter is dressed as a 19th century Russian serf, and he's getting death threats, which I quite liked.
He only got one death threat, which I guess is all right.
He's a true son of Novgorod. I called it back in episode 3 or something. Ben is also receiving jester hats now in the post from people.
Oh yeah,
I genuinely thought it was a dog toy when he pulled it out, and then I'm like, and they. Again, like maybe this. No, it's not. It's a jester hat because he wears it later on. I think. Yeah. If this was now, this would be screened. Like that post would be opened and then.
Of course it would. Yeah.
Because you could put anything in there. You could be sending like
Novichok,
2 pounds of black heroin up there. Like I don't. It's just wild that this was allowed to happen, and no one thought maybe we should check these parcels stuff.
Well, yeah, because Ben also gets a picture that doesn't make sense. He gets a picture from his mum of a post box with a family dog waiting for a letter from Ben, which is the wrong place to wait.
Oh, yeah, that's
Your
true.
own letterbox. Why are you going to the fucking letterbox?
It's a fucking dog, James. Come on. What do you want from it?
Does it understand the postal system? Although Inca probably does, because, it's number one child, isn't it?
Yeah.
Schools across the country are also sending resources to the schoolhouse, which is nice. Rosemary explains that they're too busy scrolling crazy spirals to respond to all of them.
This is what I see when I close my eyes.
And Ron's pile is presumably still growing in his absence because they talk about Peter not having the most hate mail. I wonder who is getting the most hate.
I don't know. I think Mike. No, Des got a lot for some reason. I remember Planty saying, I think last episode or one before.
Yeah, they got a letter that wasn't particularly friendly. Des certainly gets some hate mail this week, doesn't he?
From the Deer Commission for Scotland.
Mr. IR Bambi.
I laughed at this because he was like, "No, we're allowed to take," and then the letter says, "You are not."
Yeah, he's giving it the big thing, and he's going, "Yeah, it's from the Deer Commission, and they're probably right to thank me for what a great job I've done." And then he's reading it out as live. He's like, "Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah, see, I told you we can. As long as you do it through the not the hours of darkness through the day. So consider yourself on warning." So what that means is, if anyone was to do that, then they'd be warned, and that's right. They should be warned about if and when someone does that. It's 10 out of 10 Partridge. It really is
super. Because he also says, ever since we killed that one, they've not come back. We've learned their lesson.
A warning shot across the bow.
He's put the head of that thing on a spike, like I said, like in Lord of the Flies, with the pig's head outside the cave.
Well, why is this? You can't ice them in the dead of night. Do you have to write a fucking letter to them? They stand behind the post box and wait for the letter to arrive. Then you can
Dear
public service announcement. It's perfect.
The Deer Commission acted as the government's advisor on all deer-related matters. It no longer exists. In 2010, it became subsumed into Scottish Natural Heritage, Scotland's Environment Agency.
Fucking salmon Scotland, isn't it?
You could just pop deer whenever you want now.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I think if he did it during daylight hours, it was fine. In fact, he did it at night, they were angry about.
Yeah, because they were sleeping. They were also, what we don't know is he went into their little den and he slit all their throats.
In the dead of night. It was just... It's a very weird letter. And also, Felix or one of them gets a letter from a message in a bottle.
Yeah. They played that down, didn't they?
We didn't know about that. That would have been interesting. It would have been the one time I'd have gone, that kid's interesting. But the whole thing, I am 20 now. please send me. And I was like, oh my God. please end wholesomely.
So the guy who wrote it was 11 years old. He's now 20, so it must have been 1991, 1992, something like that when he sends it. Siegfried or Friedrich or whatever his name is. He starts reading it out. And then he ends it with
blah, 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 blah.
You got a letter from fucking Canada.
Yeah, like you could have a lifelong friend. I mean, he's 20 or 9 or whatever, but
he didn't even send me any fucking HB sauce. That's all I care about.
They don't have it in Canada. They just have poutine. But the mail is this the last one?
I think it's the last post boat, but they are supposed to get supply ships.
Oh, they get another supply.
Yeah, there's one more. Yeah. There's one more coming. Jules is really positive. Well, I haven't had a letter about the book, so at least that means I've not been told to fuck off. It's really sweet.
That's just Jules in a nutshell. Yeah. Even though they've gone, what the fuck is this? It's written in crayon. It's been carved into a carpenter's wedge. The synopsis.
Very good.
She's still like, well, it might get written, and I'm like, go on, Jules. I hope she's still knocking about because I want to meet her. I just go, I think I love you. Not in a sexy way, but I just think you're a tremendously sees the positive in everything person.
I wonder if Peter ever put a baby in her.
Oh no,
Peter
he was offering.
Yeah, but he's not on his crystal commune now, is he? Plus, have you seen Sheila?
Anyway, it's haircut time.
Haircut.
Kevin trusts Mike to do his, which is a deeply unwise decision.
Yeah.
He goes around now ripping a balaclava off to show his shaved head to people, presumably as part of a mugging routine he's working on.
Well, I think Tammy says like when he had his big beard and his big hair, he was like quite attractive, and then he shaved it all off, and he looks terrifying. And when he takes it off, he does look like fucking like American History X.
He looks like he's going to curb stomp somebody. The line is, once he had it all cut off, he looked really hard and scary.
That was it. Oh.
I'm calling it. He don't look hard. He looks like little Trev.
He looks like Trev, but he looks like he would be behind the big guy going, meh.
He still looks like Mike Watt out of space.
A tiny Mike, a far away Mike Watt.
Vibes. Yeah.
Yes.
The women, Liz and Tanya, claim that their hair is going green, which is unfortunate. Less fortunate still because Liz's nickname of Turfhead follows that. All right, JK.
I think they didn't even give Tanya her own nickname. They just called her Turfhead too.
Oh, yeah, that's because Tanya's not a proper castaway.
But the sheds, the pods are really missing out on that nickname because they've still not been turfed.
No, only 2, I think, and then they just gave up on the rest. Yeah.
Tanya, by the way, she's fucking joyless. Isn't she just miserable?
I can't warm to her at all.
No, and I don't know whether it's because she was told, like, observe, don't react sort of thing, like a proper fly in the wall documentary.
She's not an automaton.
No, but, like, she's there to film, and I don't think they made it clear whether she was an official castaway or she was just there to video. So she's always been an outsider. I've always seen her as an outsider.
Yeah, they've always been fucked off with her, haven't they?
Yeah, and you would be. Because you're trying to have a dump in the, and she's following you in there to see your poo routine or whatever. I get it, and I feel kind of bad for her because they should have gone, no, you're a full castaway, and also if you can video stuff, that'd be great as well. But everyone's carrying cameras around.
Yeah. I think, actually, she starts to do stuff maybe in the next episode. I think she starts to come into her own then.
Yeah, she gets it on the japes.
Colin asked for a Mohican. He's ended so many lives now that he's going through his own taxi driver cycle. And he's just got...
Standing there in the shed. Are you talking to me?
You're talking to me?
Good.
So, yeah, everyone's doing wacky stuff.
I want to see them eat all that ham at Christmas.
And we get viewers' question time. Having seen Colin, Pat, and Mike having a shower, they ask, "How do the Islanders keep clean?"
Turns out they fucking don't.
Yeah.
Initially, we led to believe that Toby is doing a piece about routines, and you have to light the fire early to make sure that the water's a nice temperature.
This is brilliant. This is like a bit from a shit...
It's like a Soviet educational video is what it turns into.
I was going to say it's like a Matthew Thingy and James Corden sketch. Like, it's not actually funny, but I could see what they were going for.
But you appreciate that they put the effort in.
But with these two, it's brilliant. It's brilliant because Trev is he might be a murderer.
Yeah, he's in the shower singing "Love on the Rocks," which I really liked. I was well into that.
I've also noticed well that the more we see of like the inside stuff, everything's painted like a really terrifying soft play area.
Yeah,
like
they dropped
Squid
acid
Games.
and then just
fucking let's play mushrooms and everything. What? Okay. But yeah, he's been up all night to get enough hot water to have a hot shower, and Trev's used it all up, and that's the joke.
Has this ever happened to you?
But he turns and he goes, "I hate that man," and it's a good bit, and it's the first of many bits we get between those two. I told you, since that Christmas they spent together,
See, I reckon Tanya's doing all of this because later on they get their own like font and stuff coming.
Yeah.
Oh, the most 90s font in the world.
Yeah.
Star
White.
Yeah, I think Tanya's in on it because she's like, we've got a month to go. I've got my secret reserve of booze. I'm just gonna get blattered every day and film whatever they want me to film now because.
But also, this is like getting some more of the location of where they actually are rather than just seeing people. Being
way more
in
interesting.
But it's taken it's taken viewers to write in and say, "Give us fucking anything. Give us anything," because we're sick of only getting something every once a month. Stop it.
I'm tired
Give
of
us
seeing
more.
them on a windswept hillside. I want to see where they wash.
Yeah. I'm sick of seeing them fucking scream at one another in a shed.
Because also, do you remember when, was it Julie went and had a bath in that room?
Yes. It was Jules. Yeah, Jules went and had a bath and they'd used the pig.
So now I can imagine that. You see, I've got that as reference.
You weirdo.
No, not that. but on the first episode of it, when they go to the island with the psychoanalyst, the lady with the cake on her head, and the two other people that were there, all we see is just a barn, and we never see the inside of it again.
No, that's right. Yeah.
So again, just I know it's not going to happen now, but like a 3D virtual tour of the actual steading and the surrounding areas would have been great.
I'd love to know what's there now.
Nothing.
I wonder what's like because all the pods will have gone, but the Mackay house presumably still there. There'll be like bits and bits. Yeah.
The bothy. Hopefully, the bothy's still there with Ray's remains in it.
Ray's wanky.
The mad monk lives in there.
We're going to start
everyone in
some point.
VTs, they all explain that nobody washes daily, but equally, nobody gives a shit.
Rosemary has stopped caring about the kids' hygiene, which she can get away with because child services can't get over on the boat. So she's all right. She's fine with that.
They don't understand currency and they stink.
Jolie Corrigan says, there was this horrible stink of fish. Everyone was looking at me and I had to keep apologising for spelling like Billingsgate Fish Mart. It's like, that's too much information.
That is good. I liked it, especially because she had a hat on. Take your hat off, love.
Maybe that's the reason.
That's what stinks, is the hat.
As we learn in another episode, there are other people trying to move in on her hat territory. So.
I know, very hat. I know, but
I've never fought for anything in my life before.
I'm not going to say that Colin isn't playing pranks, but he could have rubbed a load of fish on that hat.
He could. He probably
because
has.
As we find out later on, rank masters.
Yeah.
Absolute demons. The bomb is nothing.
Yeah. Jules is booking the Savoy when she gets back because she's desperate for a bath because they've got the best bathrooms. Superior Queen at the Savoy, gentlemen, today, 714 quid a night.
What?
You're all right. I'll just have the backpackers at King's Cross and spend the rest on cheap Jamaican cider.
I'll just have a bath with a Savoy.
It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
One in each hand.
A cheese savoury.
Oh, yeah.
They all talk about it. Even the clothes stink now. Trish does a bit of an ad of, can you get your whites as white as this? Well, now you can with a touch of tar and say, not now, Trish. Look after your kids, for Christ's sake.
They've made a prop.
Sorry, Jodine. I'll see you in 3 days once I've made this prop. Go and spend some time with the Corrigans. They've got foster care and experience.
Much like bleach, Mum. When they show that the laundry room and there's the clothes in that, I can see why it broke because no one was rinsing shit off, were they, when they threw it in?
Minging.
That water is
Looks like when something happens to the pipes in the street and your water starts coming through again. It looked like that.
It's grey water. It's but now they just wash them in the sink. As and when we find out, was it Des has worn that jumper near enough every day he's been there, and it's been washed 5 times.
200 days out of the 300 that he's been there.
Yeah. But it is wool, so you got to drip dry.
It's the only one he's got. It's the only
But
thing
a lot
he
of
packed.
them, I'm like, I get it. They all say you're getting covered in mud. And Ben's like, if I was walking down the street in London, people would think I was insane because I was covered in mud. They'd think you were homeless, possibly. So they heard you talking, and then probably just think you were on that Hunted program where posh people get chased around by the
I'd say they'd
Interceptor.
cross the road to avoid him, but it's London. They just wouldn't even notice him.
Nah, yeah.
And Toby continues his tour of the steading. Toilets. The men's original toilet is now sealed off for good.
It's going to be sealed in concrete and dumped in the North Sea.
That's what should happen to every toilet I ever use.
He goes into the ladies, and Trevor's in the ladies because he's frankly a menace at this point. Reading Tatler. I don't know if you
Reading a
noticed.
Tatler. Yeah.
They've all got a copy of fucking Tatler in every room in these.
That's
this
all
episode.
Ben's parents brought with them.
Which is extra cruel, really, because it's none of his work now. He's been off work for nearly a year. But yeah, the super duper pooper scooper is what I've got written down next.
That's what he refers to it as. He's pulling this handle that's next to it, which apparently is used to like knock down the mountains of Todd.
Yeah, to loosen it. Yeah.
But he pulls it, and Trev goes, "Ooh!" And it's a good bit. I liked it.
It's fun. It's fun.
Come on, this is way better than then hammered at Christmas doing fake news reports and stuff. They've got.
It's come on a long way.
It's come on a long. They're learning their craft. That's the thing.
Porrick says, I looked down once when I was having a poo and there was a fly sat on my lads.
Well done.
That's all he's got to add to this episode.
But when you do say something, it's very profound.
Well, he also says, I don't even smell the BO anymore. And I guess you wouldn't because everyone fucking stinks.
Everyone stinks.
Unless someone was rancidly smelling like Billingsgate Fish Market, then, I don't know, go to the doctor maybe because it feels like you might. Yeah, but everyone stinks, innit? But
well, thinking of Julie, the Corrigans celebrate their first wedding anniversary and throw what appears to be a boozeless bash.
No, it's not the Corrigans.
Yeah, because we get a throwback to their wedding.
It's Colin and Julie Corrigan.
December 1999.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
where they had a small ceremony officiated by Ray in a cowl for some reason.
The monk.
The mad monk.
But there were members of the show there. And it was earlier in my book, it was mentioned, like a 2-line thing, when somebody fell out and they said, but remember, Ben and Tanya were at our wedding. Because Ben and Tanya were kind of a thing before they came onto the island.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I thought something more substantial than that would come up, so I've left it till now. But there's nothing substantial in there about it because Mark McCrum's a terrible storyteller.
Yeah, I get that. He just goes for all the salacious stuff and then doesn't actually tell the things that people want to know about. Oh, okay. But yeah, it was a good wedding as well. Lots of lads in big Colour Me Bad shirts. Yeah.
Colour Me Bad? Jesus. Oh, no. That's my algorithm fucked.
I want to sex you up.
But it was nice, not the you sexing me up.
I'm sorry.
It was really nice to see
Open your eyes next time.
It was really nice to see a nice little wedding and just, I don't know, really happy. And then she fucking goes right in for the old snog, doesn't she? Call it open mouth, the lot. Come on, love, you're on candid camera or whatever it is.
No, it was good. I think it felt like certain people weren't invited to that as well.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
I was trying to make a visual note in the room of who was there, but you don't really get.
I mean, it was only a small hall. They couldn't afford to have everybody in the Castaway. And Ray is enough. Like you only need one of them.
Ray's a one-man party. He brings him. He brings his fat-titted stripper lass with him.
He brings his wig, and he brings a big bucket of beer.
Ray's party machine. No, I mean in the pod where they're having their first anniversary thing. Yeah. I was trying to make a of who's in the room with them because I'm sure some people are missing. So there is.
You're right. There's only like 10 people there.
I thought you were on about the wedding. I mean, Roger and Rosemary were invited, but they were 3 months late. So
we get reflections on being in a relationship. We have Des and Liz explaining that it's nice to be on the island with someone because it means you don't have to make your own ideal partner out of sand and spare clothes.
All the posts you receive, like Ben Vogel's been doing.
Yeah.
He's made a lady pillow. I said.
He's Tatler lady pillow.
He's Tatler lady pillow. Yeah. TM. Ending.
Finally, though, gentlemen, it's here. Yeah. The thing we've been waiting for what, 4 episodes?
Drum roll. You didn't specify the beat, so I defaulted to Lento. Yes, the homebrew competition.
Wow.
It's finally having been built up for about 4 episodes.
It feels like I've been waiting for this.
They could have built it up for another 6 episodes and it still wouldn't have been overhyped. It's great. It's so good.
It only consists of 5 people not entering now. The judges panel, I mean. Like, everybody else has submitted stuff.
I'm going to put a question out there. Who is that posh woman?
That was Monica, wasn't it?
Who's Monica?
Monica is daughter of mother of Kira.
Oh, so we've never seen her then, right?
Yeah, no, she's the one. The reason we've never seen her is she speaks Spanish but not English, I assume, as we're going to learn a bit later on.
Aye. Right, because I know the 3 men, the 2 women that were there.
Oh no, that's
Monica. Yeah, Monica.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Monica of Warren and Kira.
Right.
Yeah.
And who's the other woman then? Because the
Sandy.
old woman.
Sandy.
Who's Sandy?
You know, Sandy was the microbiologist.
Oh, right, with you.
Who got divorced.
I didn't recognise.
She wished she'd come much sooner. She fucking loved Ron.
Yeah, I know. I've got her in my notes.
Christmas turkey.
We haven't seen her in so long.
We haven't. I was quite taken aback because I had forgotten she existed.
Yeah, I thought she might have left just due to boredom. Right. Because this is great.
Whereas Pat is hiding in plain sight with this turquoise blazer. Where's that been the whole year?
Again,
saved it.
Some people pack wigs, some people pack booze. He packs a turquoise game show blazer.
And Dr. Rog packs a velvet shirt and silk waistcoat.
Yeah, like
the most 2000s look I've ever seen.
Sexiest snooker player or worst magician. Take your pick.
I think he was just being realistic about his doctoring, really. He was expecting to go to a funeral or 2. But Jules says that her submission got instantly trashed. And we hear Roger in the background. Well, I'm getting distant country hillsides.
Yep.
I don't know if he's doing a bit or not at this point.
I think he's fully leaning into the bit now. Ever since Visitors Week, where he set up the border patrol thing, he's just been leaning fully into it. And I wish we had that from fucking day one with him, because he seems like a posh twat, but all right. You know what I mean?
I've got to be honest, though. So everybody, as it goes down the line, everyone's taking a little sip, and then it gets to him. There's either half a bottle or almost a full pint left over, and he is knocking it back. He's fucking hammered.
He gets hammered. Yeah.
Blotto by the end of it.
It's great. It's great Roger work.
It's like Charlie work, but posher. You need a doctorate to do it. There's a small argument. A decent-looking pint of bitter comes down the line.
Oh, I thought that, yeah.
Yeah, it looks all right, that. I thought it might have been Peter's stout that he'd done, but it was too light.
Peter's stout looked good as well.
His stout did look better than the shit I was drinking in Scotland. And but Peter, I think Thingy says, "Oh, can we pass that back up to him? Taste it?" No, this is mine because beer is a men's thing. So he's still a twat.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah.
But also, he's now going, can we get a kebab to this island? If we say we've got an unexploded ordnance,
right. So where's this Thai restaurant?
Maybe they'll
kebabra on their way here.
They'll airdrop some Parmos in.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
Des has to be reminded that his cheat bottle, because this is the secret Hush bottle, was a joint effort with him and Liz. He's trying to take sole credit for it. There's misogyny all over this episode. It's a blackberry and elderberry wine, I think he says. And he submits that it's something they made together, so it is made by them, but it's not made on the island.
No,
which I think should have been more controversial than it was.
They didn't tell anyone until we get a bit at the end. Don't we get another bit?
Yeah.
See, there should have been bits all the way through this.
Of course,
as well.
Ron was stopping them though. That was what it was.
But it looked all right, and you could see them drinking it, and going, "This doesn't taste like piss. Lovely. This wins by default, and it tastes like not piss."
Well, yeah, because we also get Trisha's wine coming up, which has a head on it.
Which has got fucking stuff in the bottle.
Yeah.
There's like fucking spaghetti floating in it or something.
It's surprisingly enough really, really awful. It's horrible.
The women try to do their best and they're like, but, she tried and I love her for it because there's no way you can drink that and not poo yourself inside out.
But it's also like got loads of sand in it as well. So
Again,
Of
she
course,
washed
the
it all, but then it was still full of. I don't know. She didn't boil it up. She didn't sterilize nothing.
Nope.
I don't know. I don't even think there was alcohol in it. I think it was just fizzy seaweed water, kombucha of the sea.
So the judges are toast at the end of all of this.
Des... we get Dez's. He finally opens his bottle. We've all been waiting for it.
Yeah.
Shall I open it now? And he does, and it fizzes up.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, ooh, like a fireworks display. And they're so happy. And they drink it and they go, yeah, it's quite nice, that. Is it cider? I did like on the tables, they had pieces of paper for different entrants, like cider, beer, wine, whatever the fuck Jules has made. A love potion, question mark.
Potion number 5.
And that cider looked nice, but it looked fizzy.
It did look lively.
There were some good entries,
All of them seem to be Desi's or Peter's, who are people who look like they're homebrew enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Especially the price of a pint in London.
No, yes, but not on the Crystal in the Crystal Cove where Peter lives. Not in the Crystal Cove.
Ends up
previous episode.
Winning. Is it his cider that wins, or is it the wine?
No, it's the wine.
It's the wine that wins because that's the only thing that tastes nice and isn't just to get you drunk. Yeah.
Roger says, "You have won breakfast in bed to include," and here he opens up an egg carton and holds aloft an egg upside down.
Egg with 1 written on it. Like the number in the eggs now in case fucking Cassie comes back.
I half expected him to crack it open into his mouth at that point, and I was a little bit disappointed he didn't.
No, he does a little post-victory speech like he's on the end of Condign with me or something.
Like he's just won the championship cup.
Holding his trophy egg.
Oh, it's brilliant. I mean,
I loved it. Yeah,
it's good. And he's like, but the thing is that, it was wine that wasn't made on the island. And Toby appears and he's like, what? And then the camera cuts. And it's a lovely bit. It's a lovely bit. I think Tanya's getting into it now.
Yeah.
Fully leaning into the bit of just like, fuck it. We know we've got a month left. We know they're going to give us a load of shit for the last month.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to just. Let's just fuck it. Everything's done. Like, we don't need to do nothing now. All the animals.
Well, also, there's only so much like location shot at the thing that you can do before you get. But as a camera woman,
it's boring.
You want to do stuff, don't you? Yeah. So,
I'm surprised we didn't get an experimental art house film of like
genre stuff. Come on.
Yeah, no, just Des smoking at a table while a sad clown flips a pancake. That kind of stuff.
Peter with his meatball.
Just throwing meatballs in the pan over and over. But no, I get it's a lovely weird. That's pretty much everything in it. It's kind of
yeah.
But it's a kind of lovely weird episode. But it feels like this could have been interspersed.
I know absolutely should have been. Yeah, 100% should have been.
I know it couldn't be because they filmed it and released it every 4 months. But they should have filmed the entire year.
There must have been other stuff. They
should have filmed the entire year and then cut it together.
Yeah. There must have been some fun stuff that happened through the year. Or I tell you what, instead of instigating just shite between everybody for 8 months, maybe instigate some fun things. Maybe do contests earlier.
I would love to see them just all hammered, spinning around that maypole that's still out there probably. The children have now, as you said, James, named it as their god. And we're going to get a Children of the Corn, Children of the Heather type situation. My main gripe with it is that it should have all been filmed in one go, and then they should have cut it since then. But it's an expensive thing to do if it doesn't turn out.
We've alluded to this throughout, but we've got hour-long episodes, and then these last few have been half an hour. And I learned recently that they weren't scheduled in. They had to find time in the schedules to drop this in, which is why some of it is weird lengths.
Right, okay.
And that wouldn't have happened if they'd have just done this at the end like they originally planned to do.
40-minute episodes on a Tuesday at 6:20 because The Simpsons has finished. That kind of thing.
Oh, the snooker's over.
As I remember, it was like that,
Yeah, it was, yeah. When The Simpsons finished, it was an odd... There was a 40-minute programme that had to go Liquid Television or whatever.
And I was staying up for this. I was watching this, and I remember none of it. Absolutely none of it.
No, because none of it is memory-worthy as a child. But now, I will
sort of remember the
stuff
stuff with Ron, but yeah, that's about it.
It's wild. yeah, that's kind of that. And then now we're into like the last month, 2 months going forward.
Last month, I think, yeah.
It's last month. This last mail. The mail comes once every 3 weeks, was it? He said.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that was the last one, we're a month out, aren't we? Then at least. So yeah.
Get it in the water, or I'll kiss your daughter. Drinking from a puddle, giving her a cuddle. Lofty, lofty, lofty.
James's Macarena dancers got more intense.
Yeah. So I thought because we'd ended on the homebrew competition, who wants to hear about Lofty's rules for drinking water?
Oh,
Yeah, obviously, I live by them.
Well, no.
I've got them on
drinking-
on an enamel plaque in my kitchen.
No drinking salt water in that case. And no urine. Use it to dampen down your clothing. To filter water, take a sock. Better still, take your mate's sock. Moss on the top, charcoal and sand. Boiling's best, chemicals next.
sure.
Couple of questions. Everyone knows not to drink salt water, Lofty. That's not a tip. That's just common sense. 2, dampen down your clothes with urine. If I'm on fire? Question mark. The rest of it is fine. I'd love to be mates with Lofty, but also feel like I would just be used for experiments constantly.
Yeah. You would live in a cage in his basement.
No, I'd just be in constant state of fear whenever we went out anywhere that he was going to start stuff and then run off and leave me to deal with the fallout of it. He just strikes me as that kind of guy, which is fine.
He's starting to turn on him now.
No, I still love him more than anything. But the more of his top facts and stuff I read, the more I think he's just an insane old man. That's that episode. We've got I think 3 more to go. Actual episodes, and then there's a couple of like highlight reel stuff and things, which we will do, but probably be a super episode of it. Your favorite lines from the episode?
You have won breakfast in bed to include an egg.
And blah, 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 blah.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Fuck, sorry.
He looked really hard and scary.
Turfhead 2. Say goodbye, boys and girls.
See ya.
Bye. That's all my notes for this gone now.